So I explained first and second point. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Now, third point, probability of occurrence of exactly one of the two events. Probability of occurrence of exactly one of the two events. So listen, suppose that you are having two events like A and B, two events associated with a random experiment, and P1 and P2 be the probabilities of their occurrence respectively. And suppose one event will occur, exactly one event, not both. So in that case, what will you do? You can see in the book, page number 1821, it is given P1 Q2 plus P2 Q1. P1 Q2 plus Q2 P1. What does it mean? P1 means first event occurs, second event does not occur. First event occurs, second event does not occurs. Clear? Suppose that you are having two events, getting even number, getting odd number, and two trials are there. You are having two trials, getting even number. In first trial you are asking getting even number, in second trial you are asking getting odd number. So in first trial even number will come, its probability is P1 suppose. So even number will not come, its probability will be Q1 in first trial. In second trial odd number will come, its probability will be P2, and odd number will not come, its probability will be Q2. Getting my point what I am saying? Getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
One more time I am telling to you. Suppose you have to throw a die two times. Two trials are there. In first trial you are asking even number. Okay. And your winning probability is P1 and your losing probability is Q2. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
And in second trial you are asking odd number, and your winning probability is P2 and your losing probability is Q2. And suppose I say to you, one time you are winning, only one time out of two times. So one time you are winning, it means that in first trial you may win or in second trial you may win, exactly one time. So suppose in first trial you win, then it will be in first trial P1 will come, means probability of winning multiplied by in second trial not winning probability, or it may be you are winning in second trial, not in first trial. So in first trial you will lose Q1 and in second trial you will win P2. So you can see P1 Q2 plus P2 Q1 it is written. Have you seen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, addition theorem for independent events. Addition theorem A1, A2 up to N are n independent events associated with a random experiment. Then union. How can you find union? So 1 minus product of all probabilities of the complements. So means suppose A and B you are having two events. A and B you are having two events and you have to find P A union B. For independent events I am telling. For independent events, A and B two events are there. You have to find P A union B. Then how can you find? A and B are two independent events. P A union B you have to find. So it will be 1 minus P A dash into P B dash. A dash into PP dash. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Are you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes, sir.
fifth point is there. As a corollary to independent to multiplication theorem, we can obtain a formula for the probability of repeated events. If the probability of an event will happen P, it will happen is P, the chance that it will not happen, it will happen in any succession of R trials will be P to the power R. Suppose that I told you, suppose you are asking in case of coin getting head is the event and its probability is P and 5 times you are tossing a coin. 5 times you are tossing a coin. So and 5 times head will come, its probability will be P multiplied by P multiplied by P multiplied by P multiplied by P. 5 times you will multiply P. So P to the power 5. P to the power 5. So that's why they are giving here P to the power R. You can see P to the power R means R is the number of trials. R is the number of trials. Next, come to the exercise. 18C first question. First question. A coin is tossed thrice and all eight outcomes are equally likely. E equals first row results in head. E such that the first row results in head. The first row results in head. So, and F equals F such that the last row results in tail. The last row results in tail. The last row results in tail. So you have to prove that E and F are independent events. First of all, S equals you are tossing a coin 3 times. You are tossing a coin 3 times. So what will be the sample space? You can take H, 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 T, H, T, H, T, H, H, T, 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 H, T, H, T, H, T. These are the total outcomes. 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Clear? Therefore, F, E and F will move. E is first row results in head. So it means that first letter you see, first letter should be head. Head, head, head. How many first letters are head? 1, 2, 3. So what will come here?
4.
So 4. One
Last
one.
one.
Yes, yes, last one also. Last one also. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. F equals last row should be tail. So what is last row? Tail 1, 2, 3, 4. How many? 4.
4.
H, T, sorry. H is DST, DST, and HTT, and last one HST, TET. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Intersection also find E intersection F. What will be their intersection? You can see HTT here and here. And only one
HHT.
HHT. Clear? So there
Yes, sir.
P intersection B. So P intersection F. What will be? 2/8, 1/2, and PE multiplied by PF. For independent, this is the condition I told you yesterday. So PE is 4/8 multiplied by 4/8, 4 to the 8, 4 to the 8, 1/2. Since PE multiplied by PF equals PE intersection F. Therefore, E and F are independent events. E and F are independent events. Getting the point or not?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
this is the question. One more thing you can see on page number 1823. 1823 page you can take. 1823. Taken?
Yes, sir.
If three events are independent ABC, one block is there. If three events
Yes, sir.
are, so PA intersection B equals PA into PB, PA intersection C, PA into PC, and PB intersection C, PB into PC. If events are pairwise independent and PA intersection B intersection C equals PA into PB into PC. This example below shows the condition second does not follow the condition first. In other words, three events may be pairwise independent but no independent themselves. So both the conditions should satisfy. I want to say two conditions are given for three events. So if both the conditions are satisfying, then you can say three events are independent. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Next,
sir.
question number 4. Fourth two parts are there. Any one part can be taken. Question first part. A and B are two independent events. This time, independent events are given. P A union B equals 0.5. P A union B equals 0.5. P A equals 0.2. P A equals 0.2. P B equals what? P B equals what? How can we find PB? Can you tell me?
Sir, we can use the formula A union B equals PA plus PB minus PA intersection B, and in place of PA intersection B we can write PA into PB.
Yes, correct. Correct. We can use this formula. Now, PA union B equals PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. Clear? PA intersections events are independent. So A intersection B can be written as PA plus PB minus PA multiplied by PB because they are independent events. PA union B. Now you can put the value. So PA union B is 0.5. PA is 0.1 plus PB minus 0.3B. So it will be 0.3 equals 1 PB minus 0.2, 0.8 PB. So PB will be 3 upon 8. You can check.
Correct. Correct.
Next, one more method I am telling to you to find this. You have to do this method only. You have to understand here. PA will be, I told you just before, 1 minus PA dash into PB dash. Just before I told for independent events. Okay.
Yes, sir.
0.5 equals 1 minus PA dash will be 0.8. PB dash will be 1 minus PB. So it will become 0.8 minus 0.8 PB equals 1 minus 0.5. So it will become 0.8 equals 0.5 plus 0.8 PB. Now 0.3 equals 0.8 PB. So PB will be 3 upon 8. Getting?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you getting? So this is also the method. Just before I told this formula, if two independent events are there, then PA union B equals 1 minus PA dash into PB dash. So by using this formula also you can find PB. Clear? Next.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Its second part also can be taken. In second part, A and B two independent events, PA 0.3, PB 0.6, PA 0.3, PB 0.6, and you have to find PA or B, A union B. Therefore, PA union B. Now this time I am applying that formula 1 minus PA dash into PB dash. 1 minus PA dash 1 minus PA. PB dash 1 minus PB. 1 minus 0.3, 1 minus 0.6, 1 minus 0.7 into 0.4. So it will be 1 minus 0.28. So what it is coming? 0.72.
Yes.
So you see here which formula I have used. So both the ways are there. I am taking a screenshot. So you can see now question number 7, first part. What is in this question? Find the probability of getting head in both trials when a balanced coin is tossed twice. Okay. So in both the trial you have to get head. Okay. So what is the probability to get head in first trial? Tell me.
So 1/2.
1/2.
1/2. In second trial,
1/2.
1/2.
1/2.
So how can we find the probability of getting in both the trial means we can say P A union B. So you can suppose that A says that event of getting head in first trial, event of getting head in first trial. B says that event of getting head in second trial. Then PA equals 1/2 PB equals 1/2 because both the trials are independent. Both the trials are independent. So therefore P A intersection P PA into PB 1/2 multiplied by 1/2 1/2. Check.
Correct.
Next fourth part. A dice thrown 3 times, getting a multiple of 3 is considered a success. Find the probability that at least 2 success. For at least 2 means you can get 2 success or 3 success. Okay, because 3 times you are throwing a die. So you can write let or you can write getting a multiple ns equals what will be ns sample space ns tell me
216.
216 all 3 times if you are taking together then 216 it will be but I will take according to trial okay so ns equals 6
Okay, sir.
when from once you can write when a die is thrown ones. Then ns equals 6. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now you can take probability of getting a multiple of 3. P getting a multiple of 3. So how many multiples are there of 3?
2.
2 multiples. So what will be the probability?
1/3.
2 upon 6, 1 upon 3. Okay. Every time this will be the probability of getting a multiple of 3. Every
Yes,
time
sir.
means in every trial. In
Yes,
every
sir.
trial you are getting a multiple of 3. Probability will be 1 upon 3. Clear? So there you require probability. At least 2 success. So one time you are getting a multiple of 3, 2 times means first time, second time, but third time not. So P, Q. First time you are getting, second time you are getting, but third time you are not getting. Plus PQP. First time you are getting, second time you are not getting, third time you are getting. Plus QPP. First time you are not getting, second time you are getting, third time you are getting. So exactly 2 success this is, but at least 2 success means plus PPP. First time, second time, third time, all 3 times you are getting a multiple of 3. Getting my point what I said?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it can be written as P is 1 upon 3. 1 upon 3 into 1 minus 1 upon 3, 2 upon 3. Q you can write here. Here you can take P. Q equals 1 minus 1 upon 3, 2 upon 3. 2 upon 3 plus 1 upon 3 into 1 upon 3. Sorry. 1 upon 3, 2 upon 3, 1 upon 3. Plus 2 upon 3 into 1 upon 3 into 1 upon 3. Plus 1 upon 3 into 1 upon 3 into 1 upon 3. So it will be 2 upon 27 plus 2 upon 27 plus 2 upon 27 plus 1 upon 27. It should come 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 1, 7 upon 27. Check.
Correct.
Next is question number 10 can be taken. VA equals 1 by 4. PA 1 by 4. PB given है 1 by 2. PB given है 1 by 2. And PA given B 1 by 4. PA given B 1 by 4. Listen carefully. You have to show A and B are mutually exclusive, A and B are independent. So how can we show? First part, A and B are mutually exclusive. First of all, second part you can take. Second part first. A and B are independent. How can you show A and B are independent? Tell.
Sir, PA given B will be equals to PA if they are independent.
Yes, correct, correct. PA given B says PA given B equals PA. Therefore, A and B are independent events. I told you in the starting, three conditions I told you. PA given B equals PA, PB given A equals PB, and PA intersection B equals PA multiplied by PB. If any one condition satisfies, then two events will be independent. Is it or not? Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
So A and B are independent events. First part, for mutually exclusive. For mutually exclusive, intersection
Will be 0.
0.
0.
PA intersection will be 0. So how can we find PA intersection B? How can we find PA intersection B? You can use this PB, P given A equals P, P intersection A upon PA. PB given A is 1 upon 2. PA intersection B we have to find, and PA is 1 upon 4. So it is coming PA intersection B equals 1 upon 8. 1 upon 8 is not equal to 0. So therefore, A and B are not mutually exclusive. Events. One more thing I will tell you about this question. In the starting, I told you the events which are not mutually exclusive, they can be classified as independent and dependent events. I told this thing or not?
Yes, sir.
So that's why this
Yes,
is.
sir.
Now 11 question first part can be taken. An anti-aircraft gun can take a maximum of 4 shots at an enemy plane moving away from it. The probabilities of hitting the plane at first, second, third, and fourth shot are 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1 respectively. Find the probability that gun hits the plane. Listen carefully. Very interesting question it is. Very interesting question. One plane is there, anti-aircraft gun, and they are chasing an enemy plane. They are chasing an enemy plane, and 4 shots they make. And in first shot, that enemy plane will be destroyed. Its probability is 0.4. In second shot, it will be destroyed. Its probability is 0.3. In third shot, it will be destroyed. Its probability is 0.2. In fourth shot, it will be destroyed. Its probability is 0.1. Clear? Is it clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
So now they are asking probability that gun hits the plane. gun hits the plane, gun destroys the plane. So if first shot hit the plane, then it means that it is destroyed in first shot. Okay? भाई एक बार हिट हुआ, एक बार अगर शॉट लगा तो भी हिट माना जाएगा, दो बार हुआ तो भी हिट माना जाएगा, तीन बार हुआ तो भी हिट माना जाएगा, नहीं माना जाएगा?
Yes, sir.
So what will we do in this case? Gun will,
Sir, at least.
gun will not hit. Yes, Salam.
Sir, at least one hit we will find.
At least one. At least one. And at least one, how can we find? One minus no shot hit the plane. One minus
Yes, sir.
no shot hit the plane. So you can write required probability. Or first of all, you can take P1 equals 0.4, P2 0.3, P3 0.2, P4 0.1. Therefore, required probability 1 minus Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Here you can write Q1 equals 0.6, Q2 equals 0.3, Q3 equals 0.7, Q3 0.8, and Q4 0.9. 1 minus 0.6 into 0.7 into 0.8 into 0.9. So you multiply and tell what it is coming. 1 minus 0.42 multiplied by 0.72. So what it is coming? Multiply both. How much it is coming? Tell what is the answer of this multiplication?
0.3024.
0.3024.
3024.
I am writing, you tell me correct or not. 0.3024 is fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who gave the answer?
Divya.
It is correct, na? You told me this, na?
Yes, sir, correct.
Okay, okay. Then you subtract. What is coming?
Sir, 0.6976.
0.6576.
6976. 69.
6976 like this.
Yes, sir.
So it can be written as 0.698.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
This is the final answer. So now for today it is enough. Wait. So thank you very much. You can leave the class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.